This is a Japanese miniature sub, also known as a midget submarine. These vessels were used by the Japanese Imperial Navy during World War II. In this video we look at these small submarines and the part they played during the war. Prior to Japan's entry to World War II, the Imperial Navy had been slowly growing in size and power. Being that Japan is an island nation, a strong navy had always been a must. Because of this, a lot of investment went into new projects. One of these would be the creation of midget submarines. In the vicinity of 50 of these were built, designated as Type A, B and C. They were 24 meters or 80 feet in length and 1.8 meters or 6 feet in width. This made them considerably smaller than the regular submarines. They would be armed with 2 torpedoes which were positioned at the front of the vessel. The tubes were stacked on top of each other to save space. A crew of 2 would maneuver the sub around, with one of the crew firing off the torpedoes. Once the 2 torpedoes were fired, there was no room to carry additional ones, so the sub would have to return to the mothership. The midget submarines would be used in 3 main actions of the war. One of these was on December 7th, 1941, during the attack on Pearl Harbor. 5 of these subs were sent out to attack the US ships within the harbor. One was spotted attempting to enter the harbour and was sunk by the US ship Ward. Another managed to enter the harbour and fire its 2 torpedoes at ships Curtis and Monaghan. The submarine was eventually sunk by Monaghan. The third was located beached on the east coast of Oahu. The final 2 were discovered outside the harbour entrance in 1960 and in 2009. Another action involving these subs was an attack on Sydney Harbour in Australia. 3 submarines would take part in the attack on the 31st of May 1942. One of the subs became entangled in an anti-submarine net at the harbour entrance. Its crew scuttled it before it could be sunk. A second was attacked with depth charges and sunk by the Royal Navy. However, the third submarine was successful in entering the harbour. It fired off both torpedoes, which resulted in the sinking of HMAS Cuttable. 21 sailors died as a result. It then escaped out the harbour. The first 2 were recovered the next day, with a third being found in 2006. The final main action was at the island nation of Madagascar off the African coast. On the 29th of May 1942, 2 submarines were launched after the battleship HMS Ramillies was spotted in the harbour of Diego Suarez. One of the subs attacked Ramillies and seriously damaged it. The other sank an oil tanker. The first submarine was beached, with the 2 crew being killed by Royal Marines a few days later. The other was lost at sea. Albeit the midget subs were only used in a small number of attacks, they were actually relatively successful in those incidents. It's been thought that if the Imperial Navy used these more widely and effectively, they could have certainly had a heavy impact on Allied ships. In the end, as the Allies pushed towards the Japanese mainland, its ability to wage war with submarines deteriorated, but the use of these midget subs will certainly be remembered as an effective tool for the Japanese during World War II. As always guys, thanks for watching. Be sure to hit that subscribe button if you want to expand your knowledge and join the growing Premier History community.